What's up, everybody? Well, today's the big day. Kuma's officially kind of out of its closed beta, even though it still says it on the website here. And I'm releasing it to a broader audience of people. For people who are part of it, the beginning of this video is not going to make sense. It's a 30-second introduction of what Kuma is, because this video is going to be public on YouTube and on a couple of forums. For anybody that doesn't know, Simple Kuma is a free, 100% free, self-hosted affiliate tracking platform that I solo developed and built. I coded it in around 2018 manually on Laravel, and then I redesigned it recently with a lot of vibe coding help, using that as having it use that as my base. It's no longer Laravel based, it's just PHP based now. Anyway, but today is a big day because 1.1 is released, and that means I'm now giving it to way more people than the small group it was originally for. So this video, I'm going to focus on one thing, which is how to install it, since it is self-hosted. And what that means is you put it on your own server. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, in the old days, when dinosaurs roamed, we had what was called Prosper 202, and it's probably still around in some regards. And that was something you could put on your own server. Affiliate trackers, most people watching this would know what they are, but basically allows you to track your traffic from places like Facebook, Google, propeller ads, push traffic, pop-ups traffic, all that stuff, and track what's happening with your landing pages and rotate and variables and all that. And there's some really popular hosted ones right now that are really good. Ones like RedTrack, Volume, there's a bunch, right? But there isn't really many that are self-hosted and free. I don't know if there's any, in fact, that are fully free and self-hosted. So anyway, that's what Kuma is. It's fully free, self-hosted, and it will always be free, and that's a great price. So this video, like I said, sorry for the introduction for those who have already kind of like been following the project and using it, but for those that are new, that is what Kuma is, okay? It's a fully self-hosted, free tracker, and you can make as many as you want. You can install hundreds of them wherever your heart pleases, okay? There's no limits. You can do what you want. There's no click limits. There's none of that. And we're going to go over some of the features of what Kuma has in it, but this video is going to be completely dedicated to installation only, okay? Because I know that for people who are not tech savvy, it can be difficult. So assuming you already have a server that has like a cPanel or a Plesk or something, I'm going to be using cPanel. I want to make this as simple and easy to follow as possible for people who don't have technical knowledge, because I understand that, you know, tech can be very scary. All right, so first off, where do you get it? This is simplecuma.com. It'll be linked in the description. Down here at the bottom, you can go download this from the GitHub releases repo, okay? Down here at the bottom, here it is right here. It's a zip file. You're going to take that file and you're going to download it to your desktop, wherever you want to put it. That's all you need. So let's go access a cPanel. This is the cPanel I have for this domain right here. Actually, I might have it chopped off in the bar, but it's like a subscriber. It's like just a random throwaway domain that I have. And you can see I already have the zip file here, but in most cases you won't if the server is brand new. You'll have to open your file manager, and then you'll have to go to your public HTML folder, which 99% of file managers will have this on your cPanel, and then you'll drop the zip in here. You go upload, and then you drag it from your desktop and drop right here and wait for it to upload, okay? And then you'll get this. So what you do from here is you extract the contents into the public HTML. This should be very quick. It's like 300 something megabytes, and it'll extract here. And when you're done, you want to delete the zip file. So everything's here, excellent. You want to click that and delete the zip file, okay? And now you have Kuma installed here. And this thing, Kuma can be installed unlimited times and unlimited servers and locations. There's no cap or limit to what you're capable of with it. Totally free reign to use it and do whatever you want with it. Install as many places as you want for unlimited people, customers, clients, yourself, whatever, it doesn't matter. So back on the website side, let's close that. This will now change when I refresh. It's going to automatically take me to the install path. Here we are. So now Kuma has an installer. Its installation process is exactly like WordPress. If you're familiar with like installing WordPress manually, I know most people aren't these days because there's so many like auto installers for WordPress and stuff like that. But it installs exactly like a WordPress. So this top part just says if an installation was like unresumed, you could resume it here. We're not going to do that. So you're going to have a system requirements check, very similar to what most installers like WordPress stuff do. It just makes sure that everything on your server passes. And if it doesn't, you would just send that information to your manager of your server and say, hey, I need this stuff for this to work. And then they would help you out with that, because this isn't a very heavy program. So let's move into database configuration. This is the important part of Kuma, okay? Everything requires database configurations these days, and it's really easy to do with our cPanel. So here we're gonna need a database configured. And so to do that, back here, we're gonna go to a database wizard, okay, right here, and all cPanels will have this. So let's just call this something like main, or like, let's just call this like main database. You would never name it this. You want to name it something random, but let's just call it that. And then right here, it's going to give you what it's actually named, because usually there's a prefix on your server. Let's open up this little notepad I created, and we're going to paste that here. And if you follow this format, it's really easy for you to just have a notepad open. Database name. We now need a database user, okay, right here. And let's just call this like main user. And then it needs a password. And I just generated one like off screen for this part. Okay, and we're just going to paste that in right here. And then create the user. And then it's going to ask you to, actually you want to copy the name of that user as well before we do anything else. Paste there. So now we have a user and that. And it's going to ask you what privileges you want. You want to give that user all privileges on the database. And that's it. Your database is complete. So back to our installation screen. It's going to ask you for the host. The host 9 out of 10 times is localhost. Make sure you type this correctly. And that's like 99 out of 100 times it's going to be a local host. Okay. The reason I left it blank is because sometimes it's not, but almost always it is. And it's just basically saying I'm installing on the local machine that this script is on, which is your local host. So we now need a database name. That's going to be this guy right here we just created. We just walked through that together. It's now going to want a database user, which will be this guy here. And then it's going to want the password. And this is the password. This is everything we just created for our database. Okay? Next, it wants the site configuration, meaning where you want this installed. You need to copy the domain of the site you're on and drop it in there, okay? Because the reason I left that is because if it's a subdomain or something like that, or like an inner folder or something, you'd need to do that. So the app URL prefix, I'm going to leave this empty. This is basically, don't worry about messing with this. This is basically telling Kuma where to find the files. And since you've installed them on the root of the domain, you're not going to touch this. You're not going to tell it like / this folder or that folder. So leave it empty, and then your URLs will look correct. It'll make your URLs short and correct. And then the final thing we have in here is our admin user. And this is actually the admin user for logging into Kuma itself. And we're just going to, like I said, I pre-planned this to just have these random ones that I'm going to delete this whole installation anyway. And then for I'm just going to do what I did last time, which is like test@test.com. You don't want to put your actual email here. Okay, if everything's good here and you hit test connection and continue, it's going to give you a green light and it's a success. So that means that it is writable, it sees everything properly, it's got it, and it's ready to roll. And it has all the settings the way that we want them set up. So we're going to go ahead and create a configuration file. That's what Kuma's doing now. And now it needs to run database migrations. Database migrations is basically like a fancy way of saying there's all these databases and tables that Kuma needs in order to know how to like function essentially. And the migrations mean that Kuma's going to automatically build those on that database that we just connected to. Because right now it's empty, right? There's nothing in that database whatsoever. And so Kuma's going to now link up and migrate all of these databases in there for us and create all of our setup for us. So hit migrations, and now it's doing that. It's out there, it's building it. There it goes. You can see it's built all those tables. And now that the tables are built, it needs to insert your admin user into that table, into the logins table for this installation. So we're going to do that now. Create the admin user. And once the admin user is created, installation is complete. Okay. So now we are ready. It says you should, it automatically deleted. Okay, perfect. The install file. So I think I changed that in this version. Last one, you had to delete it yourself. So we're basically ready to log into the dashboard, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you that, but we're not going to do much in this video. I'm going to have another video after this explaining everything that you can do with Kuma, all of its steps, setting up a campaign, redirectless tracking, all these things. But for now, let's just go to our dashboard. It's going to make us log in. Oh, no, it logged us in automatically. Excellent, into our user. Okay, perfect. So here it is, guys. So now I have this set up completely brand new on a brand new installation of Kuma. So now I have a full tracker like ready to go. And you'll see in the sidebar, we have everything like visitor log, campaign setup. We can get started creating a brand new campaign with cloaking and all that stuff. We have, we can add traffic sources, but it comes preloaded with a bunch. Add our offers, add our landing pages, add our networks, all kinds of things, right? Add unlimited add-on tracking domains, integrations for Meta and all that stuff, cost updates, all these things, right? Now remember, this is 100% free, never going to be charged for. I'm going to keep developing on it, and I know people are eventually going to start helping me develop on it. But right now, it's basically ready to go. For anybody that wants a self-hosted tracker, you can fire up a $10 server somewhere, toss Kuma on it, and now you have a tracker. You can do it unlimited times. You can do it on unlimited domains, anywhere you want to, wherever you feel like it. So anyway, I hope that helped you guys on the installer process. I'll probably make one for Plesk also, because this was just for cPanel. for people who didn't really know like what they were doing. And that's all you need to get moving, okay? And then past that, like I said, next video, we're going to talk about all the features, and then I'll make a little series on setting up a campaign with redirects, redirect lists, integration with Meta API, integration with Google, integration with postbacks for the C APIs, things like that. So that you can set your campaigns up properly and all that stuff. And there's a lot of other little cool features we'll go over too. But anyway, that's how you guys install it. Sorry for having to kind of re-explain at the beginning what Kuma is, because this video is going to be public on YouTube versus all private with the group that it's been in. So anyway, that's what it is. I hope you guys like it, and I'm looking for feedback. If you have any installer issues, you guys have to remember I am the solo developer on this project. So I only, installed it on the ways, or ran through it in the ways that I know how, meaning like on the type of hardware that I run on and stuff. I'm sure other people might find issues. If that happens, let me know, although the code is open, and I plan on making a public repo where people can fork off the project and, do versions of it too. So anyway, all right, guys, thank you for watching this. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next part where we kind of talk about some of the features. See ya.